Hi there, welcome to the channel or welcome back. My name is Angela and I'm so glad that you stopped by today. Normally, throughout the history of this channel, I like to talk about new things that I've sewn, outfits, garments, what have you. And I had grand plans to do several outfits for this fall and winter. And about a month or so ago, I decided to totally change directions and work on this whole rack right here, most of which is not on the screen. You can't see it. But I have so many pieces of clothing here that need to be mended, adjusted, altered, changed in some way. And I thought that it might serve me best to just barrel through and get these done. These are garments that I either have made or that I bought thrifted or that I bought brand new, and either they didn't fit just quite right or they just needed something about them needed to be changed in order for me to wear them. So I finished another one of these. It's a pair of pants that I made a couple of years ago. I love these pants. They're very dressy. I actually wore them to a wedding last year. I think last year, just because the fabric is that dressy and they're very kind of culotte, I guess if that's a word. So they're full and you could almost mistake them for a long skirt. And before I forget, the pants were made using Butterick B6750. I did view C, which is the wider leg right there. I love these pants, and the thing that I did not like about them, the waistband had 1/2 inch elastic and it just didn't feel very sturdy. It felt kind of flimsy and didn't make like that whole waistband feel very secure. So I thought that I needed to put some thicker elastic in, but the casing was kind of small, so I didn't know how much room I would have to work with. So I was able to put some thicker elastic in, or wider elastic, and I switched it to 3/4 inch elastic. And there is kind of one of those lessons learned with this, which I will share with you later on after I show you what I did to change these pants up. So I've already filmed those little clips, so I'm going to go ahead and stick those in right now. I'm going to start out just by opening up the waistband and seeing the elastic that's in there and measuring the width of the channel there just to see what I can do. And I have a label sewn onto the inside where it closes up. So I'm going to try to do this from the outside, although I'm thinking that the slip stitching that I would have done is on the inside of the waistband. I'm almost sure of it. So I may have to take the label off of there, which is kind of unfortunate, but yeah, I'm pretty sure that would have been where I closed the pants up. Just checking to see if there's any other openings at all. Or seams, I guess I should say. Previously openings. And I am not finding anything, which I didn't expect there to be anything, so I think I'm going to have to take the label out to open that little closure up, so this might take me a minute here. And I may or may not end up putting the label back in, which is not a big deal. It's only for my benefit. It makes me feel happy to have the label in there. It's not a big deal. There we go. And so here's the opening that's showing up. I'm wondering if I even closed that up. That's pretty sloppy of me if I did not do that. And It's kind of tough to get in there. There's a really large overlap. I think I'm going to have to take the whole label off. I thought I could just see what I could see by bending that forward, but and if anyone knows of a good label supplier that you could order customized labels, please let me know. I had a good one on Etsy that I would use, and the cost was pretty reasonable. But the last time I ordered from that shop, there was an issue. So I don't want to, I'd like to find a new place if I can. Okay, now let's see. This is a really, really big overlap. I think what I might end up having to do, there is a top stitching along the edge of the waistband here. I'd even have to take that out to really get in there. And if I did that, that would also give me a little more wiggle room to put in a wider allowance. So this little seam ripping project has turned into more of a deal now. I may put this on pause, get all this stitching, sit down and do all this unpicking, and then I'll catch back up with you. Be right back. So I'm back, and that took a lot longer than I thought. I ended up just taking the whole waistband off. It just worked out better that way. I thought it'll be cleaner. Let's just do it that way. So I am going to essentially end up putting the waistband back on with different elastic. That's what I'm going to do. But it'll give me a chance to also do it better this time because I have a serger now, which I did not have when I made these pants. So I'm going to clean this up a little bit, get it pressed out, get the little loose threads off of it. I still haven't yet looked into this waistband to see what kind of elastic we are dealing with. And I think that this is even stitched up itself. Like in addition to, let's see, there we go. Got a little opening there. So this is it, and it looks like it is, I think that's 1/2 inch, just eyeballing it, but I have a pretty big opening in there now. I'm going to pull out some different elastics and see what I can find that would fit in there. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now, and I'll be right back. I found a 3/4 inch. This is a non-roll elastic. The elastic that's in there, let's see if I can find that opening again. Here we go. It's a softer elastic, so I don't know if that's going to matter, but I'm thinking this 3/4 inch will work just fine. And I'm trying to think if the non-roll is going to be too rigid, that's the word. I don't think that it will. I'm going to go ahead and plan to use that one, but first I'm going to get all of this cleaned up a little bit. So I'm going to take care of that. Okay, I ironed out the top of the pants here. And the never-ending threads. I'll be picking threads out for a while. Although once I get the waistband stitched back on, I can run it through the washing machine and the dryer and it'll be fine. Those will all fall out. And other than that, I went ahead and I did go ahead and just serge up the opening of the waistband here. I don't know if that was smart or not. I'm still kind of getting the hang of serging and when to and when not to, so that might have added some bulk. I'm not sure. And I have my opening there to put the new elastic in. So my next move is to get the waistband stitched onto the pants. And from there, it's just getting the elastic put in. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I got to change out my thread, and I will meet you back here. So I got the waistband stitched back on, and I'm all turned around here. Where is it? I've got that stitched on, and then I did go ahead, after stitching it on and then flipping it up, I did go ahead and do one line of top stitching on the pants part just to hold that seam allowance down. Keep that nice and smooth and flatten out a little bit. So now what is left is just to run the elastic through the waistband. I've got my, I think this is called a bodkin. Do you guys use these? I used to use a safety pin until I found these. This is great. So I'm going to put the elastic in, get that closed up. So I've gotten the elastic all the way through, and I didn't have any problem fitting the 3/4 inch elastic through this casing at all. And I do have a little bit of a confession to make, which I'll share with you guys when I catch back up with you. I'm going to get these elastic ends stitched together and then close up the opening. May or may not put the label back on, not sure, but I'll catch back up with you. So I got to thinking, and I thought I'm going to check this pattern and see what size elastic it actually called for, because I had a hard time believing that it would have just called for 1/2 inch elastic. And shame on me, this actually did call for 3/4 inch elastic. And I do have in my notes from when I made this that I only had 1/2 inch elastic on hand, so that's what I used. And I have also in my notes that there were issues with it, that it wasn't optimal as far as like feeling secure and snug around the waistline, but that it would do. Well, come to find out, it didn't do. I didn't like it, and I didn't feel comfortable. So the big shame on me lessons learned from this is to don't skimp. If it calls for something and I know in my gut that that is the right thing to do, just to go to the store and get some proper elastic. And it was all just one of those like don't kind of moments. I wouldn't have had to take the time out and fix these pants if I would have just used the right elastic to start with. There are times when you can veer away from, what a pattern calls for. This apparently wasn't one of those times, and this was just, like I said, a big lessons learned for me. I'm going to show you what the pants look like on, and unfortunately, the only top that I currently have that even kind of goes with this is this blue. This is a Laundry Day, Love Notions Laundry Day tee, and it goes pretty well. It kind of picks up some of the blue in the fabric here. So I'm going to just keep this shirt on. I'll take the sweater off so you can see the pants. So I'm going to share what they look like on right now. This is actually the first time that I'm trying these pants on since I swapped out the elastic, and I can already tell that they just feel much better. They feel sturdy around the waist, stable, not flimsy at all, and kind of just loosey-goosey, much better. So I know that it was time well spent to change that elastic out. And it makes me love these pants all over again. They really are great pants. It was a good pattern. I would highly suggest this, and I'd like to actually make it again, and I'll do it right this time. Much better, much better. And next up on my Fix, Mend, Alter, Adjust playlist is this little knit dress here. And I made this specifically to be used as a swimsuit cover up just at the beach or something like that. And so it wasn't ever meant to be worn as a dress per se. Did I do this 3 years ago? It might have been 2021. We were going on vacation and I liked it and I wore it. But what I found was I was really just starting to get into sewing with knits more than I ever had before. So just, you know, kind of feeling my way through that. And have you ever had one of those shirts that is so tight around your neck, it feels like it's like choking you? I felt like, so that wasn't the case with this neckline, of course. It was the case with the armholes here, and they were so tight up under here that I ended up having to for it to be comfortable, I had to cut like a little slit there on each side. And that was enough to make it, you know, comfortable to wear as a beach cover up. You know, wasn't trying to be dressy or impress anybody, but you know, it doesn't look good. It doesn't look good at all. And I feel like it could be worn as an actual cute little dress, and maybe with a little tie around the waist and a coordinating fabric. So what I'm going to do with this is to cut a bigger opening here, and thereby cutting off all the way down to where that split is where I snipped it. So just taking that all the way off, and I'm pretty sure I have more of this this pink corally salmon color fabric that goes so nicely with the dress fabric that I can redo the band here, the binding. And I think that it'll be good at that point. Yeah, so I'm going to kind of root through my scrap fabrics and leftovers to see what I have here. If I don't have any more of this exact fabric, I'm sure I'll be able to find something that's close enough. And even if it doesn't match like the neck binding, I think it'll be okay, just because it's supposed to be a fun, colorful dress. And if these are two different colors, I think that'll be okay. What do you guys think? But I'm looking forward to that, and I'm looking forward to being able to wear this next summer, maybe as an actual dress, because it's pretty long. It's not just something that just comes down like past your torso. I'm pretty sure that this comes like almost to my knees. So it's a nice little length to wear as a summery dress. So that is what I'm working on. I know it's not like glamorous or even fun sewing, but I can't tell you how good it's going to feel to get all these things dealt with. And then I'll be able to wear all these clothes here. I wish you guys could see the rack here. I'll kind of show you a few of those. But, you know, we'll get there. I just feel like this is something I needed to do. And just a reminder before we sign off, next week, so today is Thanksgiving, so next week will be the channel's third birthday or third anniversary, and I have a special video planned in which I'm going to share all the tips that you guys have shared with me over the years, kind of in a thank you and a tribute to all of you guys who have been so helpful to me. So I have been spending some time looking back through all the comments, pulling out all those helpful tips, and I would like to ask if you have anything you want me to include in that video. Drop it in the comments below. I'll be very happy to put in your special tips, tricks, hacks, shortcuts, anything that we use to make our sewing life a little bit easier. I would love to share those tips with everyone. And thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you being here, and I will catch up with you next week. Take care.